like 101 in Pulaski up across southern Middle Tennessee. The heat indices have kind of been fluctuating through the course of the afternoon. They've been as high as 104 or 105, and then they've been as low as what we're talking about right now, heat indices in the mid and upper 90s. Now, a heat advisory is going to be in place as we head into your Wednesday afternoon. It's not going to be in place for everyone. It's only going to be in place for Lauderdale, Colbert, and Franklin counties over in northwest Alabama. And then it also includes Lawrence County, Limestone County, Madison County, Morgan County, and Coleman counties in North Alabama. We're not including Jackson, DeKalb, and Marshall counties over in northeast Alabama. We're also not including Giles and Lincoln counties up across southern Middle Tennessee. And this is going to be in effect from 10 a.m. Wednesday to 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Why the heat advisory tomorrow and not today? Well, heat indices are going to be just a couple of degrees higher tomorrow. And when you're talking about heat advisory criteria or excessive heat warning criteria, there is literally a cutoff point that when the heat index is forecast to be at X number, a heat advisory or an excessive heat warning is issued. We simply didn't meet those criteria today, but we're going to meet those criteria tomorrow. And today we didn't meet those criteria by 1 or 2 degrees. So is anything going to be drastically different as we head into your Wednesday? No, definitely not. It is maybe going to feel a couple of degrees warmer, but at the end of the day, I'm really not entirely sure if you're going to be able to feel it. Heat indices anywhere between 105 and 110 tomorrow afternoon. That's why we're talking about the heat advisory. Now, it looks like this could continue a little bit as we head into your Thursday, but I'm also not necessarily buying this as we head into your Thursday. The cloud cover is going to begin to increase on Thursday. We're going to begin to increase the opportunities for rain a little bit, which means these numbers are probably going to need dropped a little bit in later iterations of the forecast. And then I think Futurecast does a reasonably good job at dropping the numbers a little bit more as we head into your Friday, obviously pinpointing your hot spots that are Huntsville, that are Florence, Fayetteville, up across southern Middle Tennessee, your bigger cities, your more urban areas, naturally going to have higher heat indices compared to everybody else. In general, I think we're going to be kind of feeling like the 100 to 103 degree point as we head into the later part of the work week and then eventually as we head into the weekend. The other item of note is the lack of cooling overnight. And really, I think this is the bigger problem. Yes, it's going to be warm. It's going to be humid through the course of the afternoon, but we expect that. The bigger problem, I think, is going to be the fact that we stay warm as we head into the overnight. We really don't get a lot of relief across the Tennessee Valley. Normally, when you head into the overnight, you would anticipate some level of relief, and that's really not going to happen. Temperatures only dropping into the mid-70s. I've got a low temperature right around 75 degrees. Yard work that needs done tomorrow, do it in the morning or do it in the evening. It's at least going to be a couple of degrees cooler. 80 at 8, 90 by 11, 92 by 2 p.m. And it looks like we're going to finish the day as far as the air temperatures are concerned, very similar to what we saw today. Many of us are going to finish the day right around 94 or 95 degrees. If we look at the long-term forecast, we're heading into the last couple of days of July at this point. There's about a 70 to 80% chance that we're going to be talking about above average temperatures. But again, this is relatively typical for this time of year. It's also important to note that when I talk about this graphic, I'm not really telling you that temperatures are going to be 10 or 20 degrees above average. It could be a matter of 1 degree. The average high temperature this time of year right around 93 degrees. So an observed high temperature of 94 would be considered an above average day, even though it was only 1 degree, and you probably didn't notice the difference between 93 and 94. Radar looks quiet this evening. Over the last couple of hours, over the last even 45 minutes or so, I noticed a couple of light showers trying to pick up south of the Huntsville metro area, but I don't know if that activity actually came to fruition. It was really light. It was hardly noticeable on the radar. Otherwise, we are quiet this evening, and at this point, I do think we are going to stay quiet through the rest of the evening, and then even as we head into the overnight. Maybe isolated to widely scattered shower and thunderstorm activity becomes a little more prevalent as we head into Wednesday afternoon. We're going to increase the chance of seeing a little bit of rain across the Tennessee Valley. Now, a good number of us are still going to end up being dry, but understand that the chance of rain tomorrow afternoon is definitely going to be higher. We'll stick with the opportunity for isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms through the heart of Wednesday afternoon, and then even as we head into Wednesday evening. That activity would, of course, come to an end as we head into the overnight. Now, Futurecast tries to hold on to some of the cloud cover through the overnight early into Thursday morning. I don't necessarily buy into that solution. There are a couple of solutions where this would become a thing, and then Futurecast also tries to introduce the opportunity for a couple of isolated showers through the middle part of Thursday morning, the Thursday morning commute. Odds are better than not. This is probably not going to happen, but there are also a couple of solutions where this could happen. Otherwise, we're going to start Thursday off just like the last couple of days, just like tomorrow, with a mostly sunny sky. And then isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms become possible once again through Thursday afternoon and then Thursday evening. There is an opportunity for rain in the forecast every single day through the forecast period. The rain chances are going to be a little bit higher as we head into Saturday and Sunday. That's really nothing you need to concern yourself with. Should you have a plan B for any sort of outdoor plans? Yes, but should you go ahead right now and move your outdoor plans indoors? No, definitely not. We're talking about diurnally driven scattered shower and thunderstorm activity. We're not talking about a complete wash across the Tennessee Valley. Whatever rain we do get, rain we definitely don't need. Latest drought monitor shows that there are no drought problems across the Tennessee Valley. And if you look at the percent of rain over the last 30 days as it relates to a normal amount of rain, we're still talking about a surplus across the Tennessee Valley. Fayetteville has seen 115% of what would be considered a normal amount of rain over a 30-day period. If a normal amount of rain is 5 inches, Fayetteville has seen that 5 inches plus an additional 15%. And that's the case everywhere across the Tennessee Valley. Now, the solution where I think we could get an increase in cloud cover as we head into your Thursday is the solution where this area of low pressure kind of hanging out over the Florida Peninsula moves into the Gulf and then strengthens a little bit, and some of the cloud cover would then eventually build up into North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. So currently there is an area of low pressure hanging out over the Florida Peninsula, basically up towards the Florida Panhandle. We're talking about North Florida, this kind of round area of cloud cover, and then there's a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity mixed in. There's a little bit of precipitation extending into the Gulf. All of this activity is going to move into the Gulf probably over the next 24 hours or so. And once it gets into the Gulf, it has a 40% chance of further development. Now, that's not a big chance, but it's also not a small chance. When it does move into the Gulf, it's going to become a not so great time at the beach. If you were going to go to the beach this weekend, yeah, this isn't the greatest weekend for that. If you know anybody that was going to go to the beach this weekend, again, it's not going to be the greatest weekend for that, as we're talking about some shower and thunderstorm activity. Make sure to stay in touch with me on social media. Facebook is the primary one. There's my X and Twitter. There's my Instagram, but Facebook is typically where you get the most from me. Instagram is much more my personal life. 95 degrees on Wednesday, 93 on Thursday, 91 on Friday, sticking with the lower 90s as we head into the weekend. Like I told you yesterday, this is everything you would expect as far as a 7-day forecast is concerned in mid-July.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the FOX54 Weather Impact Team.
And a very good Wednesday to you. I'm FOX54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Dressman. It's going to feel a couple of degrees warmer today compared to what it felt yesterday. Now, at the end of the day, are you going to be able to notice it? Probably not. yesterday afternoon, we were talking about heat indices anywhere between 100 to 105 degrees, at times 103 to 105. Those numbers are going to be a little bit higher today, anywhere between 105 to 107. So at the end of the day, are you going to feel that difference? No, probably not, especially when we're only talking about a couple of degrees. That being said, we are still talking about a heat advisory because there are thresholds, there are criteria for heat advisories, excessive heat warnings, that sort of a thing to be issued. And when those thresholds are met, the heat alerts are issued by the National Weather Service office here in Huntsville. Heat advisory going to be in place 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. today for Lauderdale, Colbert, and Franklin counties over in northwest Alabama. This is also going to include Lawrence County, Limestone County, Madison County, Morgan County, and Coleman County. We are not going to include Giles and Lincoln counties up across southern Middle Tennessee. We're also not going to include Jackson, DeKalb, and Marshall counties over in northeast Alabama. Why are we not including any of those locations? Those locations are typically a little bit cooler than everybody else. So while across a majority of North Alabama, heat advisory thresholds might be met, probably not going to be met up across southern Middle Tennessee and then over northeast Alabama. Now that could change as we head into the afternoon, and the heat advisory could always be extended or altered, this and that. But for the time being, heat advisory in place for a chunk of North Alabama, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. this evening. Air temperature is really not going to be all that different today compared to what we saw yesterday. As a matter of fact, they're going to be identical. We're talking about air temperatures that are going to climb into the low and mid 90s. Heat indices anywhere between 105 to 110. It's always good to remember this. Now, I know at this point we're well into the summer heat, and you probably don't need this reminder anymore, but it's always a good idea. If the outside temperature is 95 degrees, and we're just going to start with 95 because that's the one that's the most relevant to today. After just 10 minutes inside your vehicle, the temperature is 114. After 30 minutes, the temperature inside your vehicle is 129 degrees. That is when the outside temperature is 95. Now, after an hour of your car sitting outside in an air temperature that is 95 degrees, the inside temperature of your car is 140 degrees. We're going to be warm through the course of the evening. A couple of isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible, but at the same time, I also think the vast majority of us are going to be dry. 88 at 7, 86 by 8, 83 degrees by the time we get to 9 o'clock. Now, here's where I think the problem comes. Yeah, it's going to be warm and it's going to be humid this afternoon and over the next couple of afternoons, but I think the problem is at night, where temperatures really don't drop off all that much.